What if I told you that your career and your future depended on what you do during your national service? Guess what? Here are the 7 brutal truths about national service that nobody will tell you. I am ready to share with you some of the biggest lessons and the biggest mistake my co-host Philip and myself made during our national service and after our national service, that we believe that it will help you when you're doing your national service or after you're done with your national service. These are lessons that we have lived it. It's a mistake that we have made and lessons that we have learned out of it, that we believe that if you hear it from us and you practice this today, your life will change. So before much ado, let's dive in right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Millennial Money Book podcast, the platform dedicated to helping young, ambitious people master their money, grow their career, and achieve their financial dream. So, on this conversation again, we want to talk about national service. In fact, national service is a mandatory season where every fresh, tertiary student must do 1 year compulsory service in benefit of the nation, and it's such an exciting time, and most graduates are happy about it. Of course, it's like an opportunity to earn money, opportunity to experience real working environment, and also translate everything that you learn in school. But there are certain key things that fresh graduates have no idea, and even those who have begun have no idea. Today's conversation is about diving deep into that. So, my name is James, and welcome to the show. Philip, welcome. How have you been feeling for the past week?
I've been feeling great. And you?
I'm fine. So, welcome to the show. And as I've already given the intro, we're going to have a very honest conversation, authentic conversation about national service and what national service personnel, those who are already doing it, and those who are yet to start, should know. So, let me go straight to you. What is the biggest lesson or the biggest thing for you that you believe that national service person should know? Or those that are started, those that are yet to start should know from your point of view and from your own experience.
Thank you very much, James.
Yeah.
Before I got my posting, I thought that national service was a platform for me to become a millionaire. Because I did
Yeah.
my calculation back in the days and I thought probably by the end of the year, I'll be solving many problems in the house.
Yeah.
Not to know that it was a stepping stone for me to develop my skills
Yeah.
and also continue on and as a long-term goal success. I got to know that you are mostly on your own.
Yeah.
When it comes to national service, you are mostly on your own. And Abraham Lincoln said something. He said that the perfect way to predict your future is to create it yourself.
Very interesting.
Though, if you see yourself that in the next 5 or 10 years you are
Yeah.
going to be this or that, then you yourself have to create it. How do you create it as a national service personnel?
Yeah.
Once you enter into the world of work, you then begin to adapt yourself there. But in your adaptability, you will know that nobody cares about you.
Oh, yes.
Nobody really cares about you when you are doing a national service.
Yeah.
It's up to you. You have to take the decision on what to do, what not to do, your plans, how to achieve them. And these are the realities on the ground.
Yes.
If you enter into any institution, the manager doesn't care about you. All that they care is that you perform your task and you go home.
Yeah.
At the end of the month, you get your 559 or 715.
Yeah.
At the end of the month.
Yeah.
And so, once you get your posting, the first thing you must know is that you are on your own.
I mean, being on your own is true because when you enter a fresh atmosphere, like most of us entered into national service with a lot of hope, because after spending 4 years in the university, you just believe that when your lecturers were disturbing you to learn, you're writing an exams and everything, you feel like your life was just confined to the four corners of your university campus. So I mean, there was something beyond that, and you had dream. You dream of many life, many things you wish to have. Then when you just come out to the work environment and nobody give a shit. You see, like the kind of job you're going to do. Some people sometimes feel that immediately they come, they'll be having meetings with their bosses and be at bigger places where the decisions are being made. But look, I mean, people, others may tell me that they spend most of their national service running errands.
You go and buy one. It's either you are going to buy watches, you are going to buy credits. But nowadays you don't buy credit.
Yeah.
So you are going to buy food. You are going to buy A4 sheets. These are the things.
Yeah.
These are the real word, man. I mean, this is what you are going to do.
Yeah.
You are not even going to develop yourself as you went in. So that's the truth.
So nobody cares about you. But then the lessons there. What is the lesson there?
So you see, no one is coming to save you.
Yeah.
Your life is 100% your responsibility. And so what do? You need to be proactive.
Yeah.
Being proactive in the sense that anytime there's a given job, you must do it and do it well.
Yeah.
So that the people there will know how you are adding to the progress of the organization.
And since nobody may necessarily care about you, everything is about you, I think that you should see national service as a learning opportunity to go beyond, to test some of the theories that you've learned in school, to practicalize it. So seek opportunity to learn, ask questions, be curious, understand how certain things are done. Because the shocking truth is that the classroom versus the workplace, there's a vast difference. You realize that even the Microsoft Office that you were taught in school is used differently, even though it's the same software. So use your national service as an opportunity to learn. Also open your mind to see, in as much as others may not care, not everybody will care about you in the organization. One or two or three or one person may show some interest in you. Take those people as your mentor and take that time to ask all the questions, to seek all the information that you will need to advance your career from these people.
Yeah.
So to talk about the next brutal truth, that I discovered very early on during my national service, that look, the money will never be enough. The truth is that you work during your national service time and you think that before most of us came out to start our national service, as at my turn, it was the 559 and some coins. So it was a 559.04. So I did a calculation, right? And that's what I believe most national service people do, the calculation. So you usually do the calculation, and I think it's about 6,000 or so if you calculate it. Now I'll be like, okay, I'll save 10%, I'll save that. But for me, I got to realize early that look, that 6,000 will never be enough. If I use my transportation, is going to take some, this one is going to take some. So I realized early on that the national service money will never be enough. And for those, it was increased in January 2023 by 28%, which moved the money to 715.57. So for those national service personnel after 2023, they are now earning the
715 Ghana cedis.
And some organizations are very generous that they add some TNT allowance. So roughly others may be earning somewhere 1,000 and so. But whichever way the amount is, look, the truth is that national service, you are no more a student. Look, you have entered the corporate world. And one of the shocking truths you also discover is that immediately you come into the work environment, the professionals who has been there all these years, they dress differently, they eat differently, they speak differently, their shoes are different, their mugs are different, their dress are different, their wigs are different. So please, do not live up to that level, because they are earning more and they have been in the system and they know however they are managing all those expenses. Don't envy that. And you may see that your level of standard in terms of dressing may not meet that. But please understand that it is the beginning of your life or the beginning of your professional life. So don't compete on that level. Your money will not be enough means that look, If you multiply the 750, that's roughly, if you don't get any additional allowance, that would be about 8,000 and some coins.
Yeah.
Right. So most people would argue that, yeah, this 8,000, I'll save like 6,000, and then I'll spend 2,000. So at the end of the 1 year, I have 6,000 in my bank account. It's a lie. It's a lie, because look, your T&T alone will take almost all that money. You have to feed yourself. If you're a lady, wig and all the accessories that women need. You also have to compete on mobile phone, because by the time you're coming out of school, on the average, you may not have a good phone, and you may need a good phone. So that your 8,000 that you have sat down and calculated that you think it will be enough is a lie. But then, how do you fix that? The money will never be enough. How do you fix that? On this show, we are always advocated for people to get in-demand skills. Look, one of the biggest way that you can change your finances during your national service is to be able to add value. How can you add value if you don't have a skill that is relevant and solves a problem? So, to differentiate yourself and make your national service most useful and earn extra money, get in-demand skills. And we have shot a video which we included up here somewhere that will talk about in-demand skills that can make you 10,000 Ghana cedis or more. Go and watch that video and learn the lessons from there. So one of the best ways to ensure that your money will be enough for you is to acquire an in-demand skill and start some side hustle. I've seen some national service personnel who know how to do sobolo, so when they come, they bring a sobolo, they sell. Others have some craft and skills that when they come, they try to make some business. Others are also having some side hustle that they are not currently offering at the place they find themselves, but they are offering it outside. That is earning them more income.
Yeah.
And the next thing to make your money be enough for you, look, no matter how hard you try, except you are from a very rich home, your dressing standard, your choice of food would never meet those employees or those staff who have been working in your place for a very long time. They would always wear nicer shoes, nicer suits, nicer dresses, nicer wigs, smell better than you or whatever way. Do not live according to that. Watch your expenses. They say cut your coat according to your size, or cut your coat according to your cloth. Look, national service is your early stages. Don't go and aim too high and be buying all the expensive perfumes and expensive shoes. Your money is 715. Somebody's earning like 5,000. How do you expect to live the same? So cut your expenses down and manage your means. And I believe that this will help you make your money enough for you. Philip, what's the next thing?
So the next thing is that personal experience. Some of the companies will never retain you, no matter how good you are, how professional you are. It may be their internal policies, it may be budget constraints, but the truth is that, write in the comment section if it was your hope to be retained at your place of work when you went to the national service. Just hit me, let me know that you are my friend in this. I mean, they will never retain you, not because you are not good, but that is how, because the public sector is being choked. And even if you find yourself in the private sector, there are so many things that is happening in this country that will not allow any private sector to employ you. What you have to do is that you must seek early information about their retention. If that company you are working with is ready to employ you. And Warren Buffett says something. He said that it's too risky to put all your eggs in one basket. So if you are working at a place, you should be able to think about the next plan. So you must always have the next plan. Plan about your next move, where you are going to be, how you are going to do that, and that is going to help you a lot to position yourself in a place that you can finish your national service and have a job to do. Additionally, you can also start applying for jobs early. If you find out that the company you are working with is not going to retain you, what do? You apply early. How do you do that? Make good use of your social media handles, especially when you are on LinkedIn. It's a professional platform. Start linking yourself to the ecosystem that you are. If you are an accountant, if you are, I mean, any field you are, IT specialist, find people who are in this area and connect with them so that you can get job postings and apply early as possible so that you not find yourself wanting at the end of the national service thinking that the government is going to employ you. You must think and plan for your future.
Fantastic. Not all companies will retain you, is the hard truth. And look, you may be a good person, but for some reason, they will just let you go. It's office politics. That means that diversify. And that's why we are always on learning skills. Because if you have multi skill, then it means that you can make yourself useful. Another brutal truth that you have to know is that your national service time is the best time to network. It's a good opportunity for networking. What that means is that, look, when you leave the university and come to the work environment, you meet different classes of people within your organization. Some organizations can be a very small one, some can be a very huge one. And if you happen to find yourself whether being small or being huge, the best thing to do is to increase your social currency. And in fact, in the conversation we had about how to land your dream job, which will link it somewhere in the link below, we spoke about the importance of connections or connecting with people
or relationship.
Look, because your next dream job will actually come from somebody in your network. In fact, data shows that about 70% of the jobs that are posted are either fulfilled through internal roles or internal recommendations. That means that about 30% comes out when they don't find anybody to fill that role. What that means is that, look, you have to build your social net worth, because the connection you build during your national service time is what will determine the kind of job you can land. But the one biggest mistake that most national service people are making is that they don't connect. You see, please don't count yourself not too qualified. You see, most national service, they go into an organization, they only mingle with the National Service Association. They form a National Service Association and they interact with that. I would encourage you to break beyond that. And that's why we are always advocating for skills. Look, when you have learned certain in-demand skills that only few people within the organization know how to do, you will be a national service person and you'll be called by your MD or your director to come and do something, because that thing only you knows how to do it better.
But it was not part of your portfolio.
Exactly.
But you're able to do it.
Exactly. How I got the opportunity to do a consulting role with one of the biggest bank in Ghana during my national service time. It's a testimony I'll share on this platform. But it has worked for me, and I know that it will work for you. You just have to, learn certain skills that are relevant. And we talk about this all the time on this our show. And don't think that, well, it's just 12 months so it will be. No. Build relationship, offer value, find a way to be useful to your superior by offering skills that is missing in the department that you find yourself or in the unit that you find yourself. That would help you secure your future.
That's good, because mostly if you are not able to know what to do, I mean, you'll be useless there. And so it's a very good point that you raised. And another point I think is very crucial when we are talking about these mistakes is that once you are a graduate, you are expected to be posted at a place where you think you will be very comfortable. But most often than not, we are posted at a place that is not related to our field. And so one of the biggest mistake we do as national service personnel is that when we are being posted at a place where it's not related to our field, it's like it becomes like the end of the game for us. You can't function again. Not every posting is going to be very useful for you. But how do you make good use of that? Maybe you are watching us and probably you are an IT personnel, you were posted in the administration and you go there, you are only doing photocopying and being an errand boy or girl. how do you make good use of that?
Yeah. So I think that it's a unique thing that can happen to most people. Ideally, when people join national service, initially, I saw in my organization when the new national service people come, I know because I've been through. They are expecting that immediately they come in, they should be given roles to do. You don't know anything, and nobody can trust you yet. So most of them wish that immediately they came in, they will give them things to do, but no. If you were posted to a field, that is not what you went to the university to do. That is not the end of your life. In fact, it could even be an opportunity to discover your hidden talent. So there's a concept called agility, or a term, or a word, or being agile, or being dynamic. That means that you should be able to quickly change or adapt to circumstances. Most people would just say, well, I went and did accounting, they posted me to HR. Maybe, who knows? HR is your field, but then you can still be useful, because what really would excite you at the end of the day is, one, how much impact am I able to make? Two, do I get recognized for the impact that I'm making? Three, is the impact that I'm making me money? I've just spoken to you about passion, because most people limit themselves based on, I'm not passionate, this is not my passion. Nobody was born with any passion. And when you were a baby in your mother's womb, when you came out, did you know what your passion is? It is life that shape you to know the things that you like, the things that you don't like. Everything that you do that meet this criteria, these three criteria that I mentioned, will definitely become your passion. One, are you able to make impact with whatever that you are doing? Two, is the impact that you're making being recognized? Being recognized in the form of praise, appreciation, the story, how it is impacting the people. And three, are you able to get some money out of that? So if you think about wherever you find yourself based on this concept, and you see that within the HR department, you can change the way they do the recruitment. And by changing the way the recruitment is done, it ends up helping the organization employ qualified people. And the qualified people are transforming the organization, and you receive praise from your boss. That is your purpose.
Yeah.
So it is not necessary because, and then you be there and they will give you work, you say, I went to study accounting. Then life is not static.
Yeah.
Life is changing. So if you happen to find yourself in an environment, instead of throwing your arms in the air and giving up, look for solutions to the problems that are there. And also, it's just a 1 year period. If it means put your head down and do the things, when you go home, focus on the things that you really love. And do that thing as a phase that you must do. Then learn the thing that you really care about.
You spoke about adaptability. So it means that you must adapt to what is useful.
Yeah.
And you reject the useless things, and then you learn the things that will add to your core skill.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you have to specifically own certain things in your life. By doing that, it means that you must use your time wisely. If you are not given the chance to add to anything at the workplace because where you were posted to, your skills portfolio doesn't allow you to work at that specific area, when you go home, you should be able to now use those time and learn something new to your life. And I think by doing that, at the end of the 1 year, you will become a new person, and you have different portfolios to engage anybody with that kind of portfolio.
Yeah. The next brutal truth is that most of your NSS posting environment will not teach you any valuable skills. Some people have confessed to me that, look, their posting was all about running errands, like go and buy me this, go and buy me that, go and do this, go and do that. Some are indeed fortunate to find themselves in an atmosphere that will train them. And I think I prefer, more often than not, I would like to argue that, look, a startup environment, because most people, because they are thinking about, okay, if I go to this place, will they retain me? I need a job. They are always looking for these big names. I want to be at company A, company B because it's big, Please, the fact that the place is big means that there are a lot of talented people there and they may not need you, especially if you have not upgraded yourself. Look, if you are going to a big place, a big firm with a good name, that means that they are investing in their people and the people there are top notch. So you must go there also being a sharp person who can add value. But if you're just going there and going to be mediocre, you will not be able to find your feet and you will not be useful. So some too may get an opportunity to do their service with a startup. But because they are looking for a big name and sometimes they pride, I work with, I did my service at this company. But the truth is that, did you learn anything?
No.
Or would you learn anything? But there could be a startup of a team of 3. I did my national service at a startup. And I can tell you that I learned a lot. Because it's just a team of passionate people who were building something. And I wasn't seen as a national service person. I was seen as a team member who was being taught and was challenged every day to try and add value to the bottom line. So I would always advocate that, look, if you have the option to do your service with a startup, please don't reject it because you will learn a lot versus a big company that already have systems and things in place, that certain bureaucracy, you may not learn anything.
Yeah.
So please take some time and learn on your own.
Take some time and learn on your own. So it means that whilst you are earning and you are learning at the same time, because you are earning your 559 now is 715,
Yeah.
whilst you are learning. Another bitter truth about NSS that I wish I knew. Let me say this. So once you are learning and earning, these are the two things that goes together. So at my workplace during my national service, when I found out that my skill set was not what they were looking at, I just quickly adapted.
Yeah.
I said, let me be the company's photographer.
Yeah.
And videographer.
Where you had a strength.
That is my strength and skill set, so that I can learn on the job. And so anytime they are having an event, I will go in there as a photographer. So afterwards, anytime I go to work, I'll go and sit there at my place and then be learning on the new thing that is coming out.
Yeah.
And so your future will depend on what you will do both inside and outside. And so outside, some of the things you could do outside is adding to your skill sets, going for another degree or going for another certificate. What you can also do is that you should be able to, as we are saying, some side hustle jobs. You can do those things and you must be intentional about your goals. Where do you want to be after the 1 year?
Yeah.
How do you want to achieve these things?
Yeah.
Because if you don't set a good goal for yourself, you'll not be able to attain it.
Yeah.
And so Mark Zuckerberg, he said that there's a risk you have to take. And that risk is a risk. If you don't take a risk, it's a risk for you.
Yeah.
And so how do you take this risk? Knowing that at the end of the 12 months, you are going to be sacked. Just use the worst scenario for yourself.
Yeah.
That's the worst
scenario.
And look at how to improve or correct yourself. And that's having that mindset alone that I'm not going to be employed here. So what will I do?
What will I do? What if they don't retain me?
What if they don't retain me?
So
what is the best thing for me to do?
Yeah.
What are my big bets to do? And so you should be able to have that kind of bold decisions. What should I do if they don't retain me?
Yeah.
What should I do outside my railway place? How can I improve on my skill set or my knowledge base? Should I read more books? Should I do that? These are the things you should be able to do when you are doing your national service. And doing this will improve your life a lot.
Okay. The next biggest truth that you need to be aware is that you might not get your dream job or the job that you have been promised or you are aiming to get after your national service. And this is the harsh truth. The reason why it's the harsh truth is that most people end up putting themselves in some situations based on a certain promise of what they would get. And this goes very much well with our ladies. So sometimes when you find yourself in a work environment as a fresh graduate, you see all these young guys dressed nicely, a big boss dressed nicely, and they show an interest in you, and they promise you, I caught a big shot here, and I'm going to, retain you. No, the sad thing is that some of these ladies may be having a very good young guy who's very ambitious. They met in the university, and they are working something
Yes,
out.
you're not able to take over there.
And they started, and the guy has shared a plan and said, let's do our service. This is what I want to become, working towards. Then they go into the work environment, meet some married
I don't agree with you with this.
meet some married man. You can come in, meet some married man, and meet another fine guy, and they break up with your guy. No, I've had a personal story of a guy who I know very well, who experienced this, and I mean it's very painful. So do not do that to your good guy, my ladies. Okay, because you may not get that dream job that you have been promised. We've been in this country where somebody took somebody to court, based on some of this promise. So that's a lesson for all of us.
It's
But
not only for the ladies, it's for the guys.
it's not only for the yes, you can elaborate on that.
So the guys too. You see, because you have this nice beard, you have this nice mustache, Charlie, you look great. So once you get in there, one more everybody, all the bosses and then the ladies there are there, especially when you are working at the banking system, all the ladies, because of your suit, your jacket, this guy looks great. And lucky or unlucky for you, you will be approached by one of the big men or big women.
It doesn't happen to the guys. It doesn't happen to the
You
guys.
will promise to be having the next managerial role at the company.
Oh, Charlie. That thing actually happened to the guys.
It happens to the guys. Should I give you a real life story?
Yeah.
It happens to the guys. So
I
guys,
think the guys, if it happened to you, don't just say hallelujah, my life has changed. Please. Like the way Joseph ran away from Potiphar's wife.
flee fornication. Timothy said flee fornication. So flee.
Run away from Potiphar's wife. Look, you can still make that same job, okay, by not messing up.
Yeah.
And to my ladies, in as much as we are here talking about this thing, look, we also have a fundamental belief. We are Christians, and I am a Christian. Philip is a Christian. We would not sit here and encourage that. Look, some women do that. Some young ladies, they get deceived and they regret. Look, because a certain boss may promise you, look, I'm going to do this for you, and then you give yourself out. And you're looking for the boss, and he's gone. But he's taking whatever he wanted out of you already. And some go ahead and break up with a guy who has supported them all throughout their life in the university. And the guy is ambitious, serious, committed. But they saw some shiny balls and quickly, please, if you make that mistake, you'll regret tomorrow. So dedicate yourself to the guy that you know can work. And don't just use the national service opportunity to mess up with a guy who loves you. Please, you can cut that job. You can make that job without messing up.
Yeah.
And that's why we are advocating for developing yourself, becoming better, growing, learning in-demand skills. And when you learn the in-demand skills and you are invaluable, you are irreplaceable, your skills add value to the bottom line. Look, every organization that is set up, even if it's a non-profit, they want to make impact. But a company really have profitability as one of their goals.
Yeah.
And so if your skills and knowledge and the value you're bringing to the table can help the organization reach more customers, improve their operation, at the end of the day, increase their profitability, I don't see any reason why they will not invest to maintain you.
Yeah.
The person that is chasing you to take advantage of you will end up respecting your ability to say no, will end up respecting your confidence and your trust and your principles and your moral values and your skills that you have. If you don't know anything, that's where sometimes you may be afraid that if I say no and they sack me. No, develop yourself. The world is looking for people who have developed themselves. There are always places for people who would hold themselves to the highest standard and are also well equipped. For example, if you look at the banking sector, or if you look at Ghana, for example, we have a female vice president that tells you on the potentials women have. If only you can believe in yourself, work on yourself day by day, just like a record has been broken in Ghana, and we are the first female president, vice president in Ghana. Your story is next. So don't let anybody, count you down or think less of you. Say no and grow. Thank you. So this has been the biggest lessons and mistakes that we both learned during and after our national service time. We've just said it. If you have any personal experience that relates to all the things that we have said, drop it in the comment. We want you to share with us your national service experience before and after and during. We want to learn from you and take it from there. We also want you to share this video with all your friends, the people that are yet to start their service, the people that have started their service, so that they can learn from this and we can both grow together. We are in this group of growing together. So until we come your way, bye bye.